They said the drama between Tiny Harris and Shekinah was over. But apparently, it was just getting started because after weeks of shady posts, deleted lives, and secret whispers in Atlanta salons, things have exploded in the most shocking way possible. Shekinah Jo has reportedly been hospitalized after a brutal altercation with none other than her former best friend, Tiny. Yes, the same Tiny who once called her family. But what the doctors revealed next has sent the internet into absolute chaos. Shekinah was pregnant this entire time. Let that sink in. Pregnant, hospitalized, and attacked by the woman she once defended against the entire internet. How do we go from laughter in the salon to blood on the floor? Why did Tiny snap like that? And what exactly was Shekinah hiding before this fight broke out? Some fans say this was karma. Others call it cold-blooded betrayal. But one thing's for sure, this isn't just another celebrity spat. This is Atlanta warfare, because when love, loyalty, and lies collide, someone's bound to end up broken. And this time it's Shekinah. It started like every other messy Atlanta rumor, just whispers, shade, and subtweets. But then it spiraled into something no one could have predicted, because behind the smiles, the filters, and the sis love you comments, there was a tension that had been building for years. Tiny Harris and Shekinah Jo weren't just best friends. They were once inseparable. Salon chairs, photo shoots, red carpets, you name it, they did it together. But somewhere between fame and friendship, the love turned into low-key resentment. And now that resentment has allegedly turned violent. People close to both sides claim the two women had been fighting over more than just gossip. They say it was about loyalty and secrets. Apparently, Shekinah knew too much. She'd been by Tiny's side during every scandal, every TI rumor, every messy backstage whisper that never made it to the blogs. And when their friendship fell apart, Shekinah didn't just walk away quietly. She talked, not to the press directly, but through cryptic lives, emotional breakdowns, and indirect shade that every Atlanta insider knew was aimed right at Tiny. And Tiny, she's not the type to let betrayal slide. Sources say Tiny had been keeping tabs on Shekinah for months. Mutual friends were told to stay neutral, but everyone knew lines had already been drawn. What no one expected was that those private tensions would spill into the real world in such a violent way. According to an alleged witness who spoke to a so-called anonymous entertainment insider, the confrontation happened late at night, outside a friend's birthday party in Buckhead. Cameras weren't supposed to be rolling, but you know how Atlanta is. Someone always records. One shaky video allegedly shows Tiny shouting, "You think I don't know what you said about me?" Before things turn physical, the clip's blurry, but voices match. And moments later, chaos breaks out, screams, pushing, the sound of something falling, and then silence. By morning, social media had exploded. Tiny really put hands on Shekinah. One fan wrote on X, "I thought they made up after the live drama." Another said, "They were just laughing on Instagram 2 weeks ago. How did it get this bad?" But then came the real shocker. Shekinah was reportedly rushed to the hospital, and what the doctors discovered next had everyone's jaws on the floor. Shekinah was pregnant. Now imagine that. The same Shekinah who had been crying on lives about feeling used, manipulated, and heartbroken was quietly expecting a child while fighting to keep her life together. According to leaked hospital info circulating online, she was around 3 months pregnant at the time of the altercation. No one knew, not her fans, not her followers, and definitely not Tiny, which makes the entire situation 1,000 times worse. Because if Tiny really did attack her, intentionally or not, she didn't just hurt her ex-best friend, she endangered an unborn life. That's when the internet completely lost it. One fan posted, "Tiny going to jail for this. You don't touch a pregnant woman ever." Another wrote, "Shekinah was protecting Tiny for years. This is how she gets repaid." Within hours, Check's Pray For was trending, while others called for accountability from Tiny. And of course, the blogs went wild. From the Shade Room to Hollywood Unlocked, everyone had their own exclusive source, spilling slightly different versions of the same story. Some claimed it was self-defense. Others said it was an ambush. But everyone agreed on one thing. Something dark went down that night. Meanwhile, Tiny's camp went completely silent. No lives, no tweets, no interviews, just silence. The kind that screams louder than any statement. And fans started connecting dots. Remember last year when Tiny and Shekinah had that messy fallout after Shekinah went on IG crying about how she was used during the T and Tiny scandal? That was the first public crack. Then came the reunion drama, where Tiny basically pretended Shekinah didn't exist. Everyone thought time healed things, but clearly it didn't. Insiders say Shekinah had been struggling emotionally for months. She'd hinted at being tired of being the punching bag, and even posted cryptic messages, like, "They'll never know what I had to survive to stay silent." No one realized those posts might have been about pregnancy stress or worse, fear. Because according to a supposed nurse at the hospital, Shekinah told staff she didn't feel safe. And here's where it gets darker. Word on the street is that Shekinah was planning to go public with some kind of tell-all before this incident. One of her close friends allegedly leaked text messages showing Shekinah saying they can't silence me this time. So, was this fight just a coincidence, or something planned to shut her up before she talked? Of course, no one's confirming anything officially, but fans online have already turned into detectives. TikTok threads are breaking down every clip, every old interview, every subliminal post between Tiny and Shekinah. Some fans claim they heard a baby cry in one of Shekinah's old IG lives, saying that was the first clue she was hiding a pregnancy. Others say the entire story feels too convenient, like someone planted it to distract from something else. But in gossip spill vibe fashion, the truth is messy, and everyone's guilty of something. By day 2, the hospital confirmed Shekinah was stable, but emotionally distressed. The alleged baby's condition wasn't mentioned, only that she'd be kept under observation. TMZ and multiple gossip blogs claimed that Tiny's team tried to spin the narrative, saying it was a verbal argument that got exaggerated online. But then a blurry photo surfaced. Shekinah in a hospital gown, oxygen tube visible, bruises faintly marked under her eye. Whether it was recent or not, no one cared. The internet believed it, and that's all it takes in today's world. Belief. Once people saw that picture, Tiny became public enemy number 1. Fans flooded her comments with snake emojis, tagging her under every post, demanding an apology, an arrest, or at least an explanation. But Tiny still didn't speak, not a word. Instead, she went live smiling, acting unbothered, playing old school R&B, while fans spammed the chat with, "Why did you hit Shekinah?" That live broke the internet. Not because she said anything, but because she didn't. Silence is deadly when the world's watching. And that's when new reports started surfacing. Tiny's being investigated, Shekinah pressing charges, Shekinah's pregnancy endangered. Nobody knew what was real anymore. But that confusion, that chaos, it only fueled the storm. Because in Atlanta, silence means guilt, and everyone wanted blood. And just when the dust started to settle, a mysterious voice note leaked online. A recording allegedly of Shekinah crying, whispering, "I didn't deserve this. I was just trying to protect her." No one can confirm if it's real, but it doesn't matter. The internet doesn't wait for truth. It decides it. That's where we are now. A friendship turned violent, a pregnancy revealed, and 2 women who once rode for each other, now standing on opposite sides of a war the whole world's watching. But if you think this story ends here, you haven't seen anything yet, because the next twist, the one nobody saw coming, will change everything we thought we knew about Tiny, Shekinah, and the secrets buried deep in Atlanta's elite circle. The next twist no one saw coming. Tiny finally spoke, but not in a statement, not in an interview, and definitely not through her PR team. She broke her silence in the most Tiny way possible. A cryptic Instagram post, a black screen, soft music playing in the background, and just 4 words in white text. God knows the truth. That was it. No caption, no tag, nothing. Just 4 words that sent the internet spiraling into theories, screenshots, and a million think pieces. Some people said she was playing the victim. Others said she was protecting herself legally. But insiders whispered something different. Tiny was terrified not of the backlash, not of the blogs, but of what Shekinah might reveal next. Because according to multiple anonymous sources, Shekinah wasn't just a friend. She was Tiny's witness. Shekinah knew too much. She'd allegedly been there through TI scandals, the rumored threesomes, the NDAs, and even those private Hollywood parties that everyone pretends don't exist. She'd seen the texts, the DMs, the secret conversations with people Tiny swore she didn't even talk to. And now with Shekinah in the hospital and the whole world talking, Tiny knew this could destroy her. That's when the railstorm started. A voice message leaked allegedly from someone on Shekinah's team, claiming that Tiny's people were trying to negotiate silence. In other words, hush money. The clip spread like wildfire. They offering her a deal, one voice said. They don't want her going live again. Not this time. And if that wasn't enough, another supposed insider dropped screenshots of DMs, allegedly between Tiny's assistant and a close friend of Shekinah's, asking her to handle this offline. The messages read like a movie plot. It wasn't supposed to go that far, one said. Tell her we can make it right. Meanwhile, Shekinah's hospital stay became the internet's main obsession. Fans sent flowers, DMs, and messages of support. Justice for Shekinah hit the top of trending within hours. But amid all that, someone leaked the most personal detail yet. Her pregnancy wasn't just hidden, it was complicated. According to a source inside Grady Memorial, Shekinah had been under extreme stress and had complications due to trauma. Doctors were allegedly concerned about the baby's condition. That line, the baby's condition, hit differently. It turned a messy celebrity feud into something tragic. Suddenly, the same blogs that used to mock Shekinah were posting heartfelt prayers and crying emojis. Even her critics started saying, "No woman deserves that, not while pregnant." But you know who didn't post? Tiny, not once. Not even a fake sending prayer statement. She stayed quiet to quiet. That's when people started digging deeper. Old clips resurfaced. Tiny and Shekinah, laughing on T and Tiny. The family hustle, joking about loyalty and betrayal. Now those same clips looked haunting. One fan even edited them into a TikTok with sad music and the caption, "They used to be sisters. Now one's fighting for her life." It hit millions of views overnight. And while the internet turned this feud into a digital soap opera, something even darker was allegedly happening behind the scenes. A police report surfaced online, half redacted, half blurred, showing a physical altercation between 2 female parties at a private event. The timing matched, the location matched, and the initials these and SA were enough for fans to connect the dots. But here's where it gets Atlanta crazy. Tiny's lawyers supposedly reached out to multiple gossip pages, asking them to take down defamatory content. One page refused, and within an hour that page mysteriously got suspended. Another influencer claimed her DMs were flooded with cease and desist threats. After reposting the story, people started saying Tiny was using her industry power to silence the truth. And that's when Zanique, Tiny's daughter, accidentally added gasoline to the fire. She liked a post that said, "People play victim after they start the war." Fans screenshotted it instantly, and the comment sections exploded. Wow, She really defending her mom after what happened to a pregnant woman. One wrote, another said, if your mama wrong, she wrong. Don't cover it up. Now, even the Harris family was getting dragged into it. People started re-watching old clips of Zanique and Shekinah, joking on set, saying they were family once. The energy shifted. This wasn't entertainment anymore. It was pain, betrayal, and silence wrapped in fame. Meanwhile, rumors about Shekinah's pregnancy got even more personal. A close friend allegedly told a gossip blogger that Shekinah hadn't wanted anyone to know because she wasn't sure who the father was. That one line broke the internet again. Half the people sympathized. The other half turned cruel. Comments poured in like wildfire. Pregnant by who? This story just keeps getting wilder. Tiny knew something. That's why she snapped. And of course, TikTok detectives went deeper. They started analyzing Shekinah's old videos, looking for hints, zooming in on baby bump shadows, decoding captions like new beginnings. And what's meant for me won't miss me. Every emoji became a clue. Every old post a breadcrumb. By now, even mainstream media outlets were picking it up. Radar Online, Page 6, and The Neighborhood Talk all ran variations of the same headline. Reality star Shekinah Joe reportedly hospitalized after physical altercation, pregnancy revealed. But none of them could confirm the details because Shekinah's camp completely quiet. No statements, no press release, just whispers that she was healing privately. But let's be real, silence never lasts long in this game. 3 nights after the alleged fight, a blurry photo appeared on Twitter. Shekinah lying in a hospital bed, looking exhausted but alive. The post read, "She's strong. She'll tell her truth soon." Within minutes, Tiny's comments were flooded again. Fans demanded answers. Even celebrities like Candy Boris and Rashida Frost were tagged repeatedly. Everyone wanted someone to take sides. And just when it felt like the story couldn't twist any further, it did. Because out of nowhere, an exclusive clip leaked supposedly a private FaceTime recording between Shekinah and one of her close friends saved weeks before the attack. In it, Shekinah allegedly says, "I don't feel safe around them anymore. They watching everything I say." The clip was short, shaky, but her voice sounded real. Too real. It went viral instantly. That's when people stopped calling this drama. They started calling it a cover-up. Bloggers said Tiny's team was trying to erase footage, contacting media outlets to retract posts. Fans claimed that entire videos vanished from TikTok overnight. One user even uploaded a video titled, "They're deleting everything about Tiny and Shekinah. Here's what they don't want you to see." By this point, the internet was fully divided. Team Tiny versus Team Shekinah. One side saying, "Tiny would never do that. She's protecting her peace." The other side saying Shekinah nearly lost her baby because of her. Every new rumor felt like gasoline on an open fire. But behind the headlines and hashtags, something deeper was brewing. Atlanta insiders claimed an investigation was underway. Not officially confirmed, but in motion. Word was that footage from that Buckhead party was being reviewed, and apparently someone had already handed over the security tapes. Tiny's fans said it was fake news. Shekinah's supporters said it was justice. But everyone agreed on one thing. If those tapes ever see daylight, careers will end. And that's where things stand now, with whispers turning into evidence, friends turning into enemies, and a pregnancy that may hold more answers than anyone expected. But the biggest bombshell that's still coming, because someone, and we mean someone very close to Tiny, just broke their silence. And what they revealed might not just clear Shekinah's name, it might expose the truth about what really happened that night. Someone very close to Tiny just broke their silence, and what they said flipped the whole story upside down. The insider wasn't some random blogger or fake friend. It was someone from Tiny's own glam team. The same people who've been doing her hair, makeup, and keeping her secrets for years. And according to this insider, Tiny wasn't angry at Shekinah just for betrayal. She was scared of what Shekinah was about to reveal. The insider's voice note, shared with a small gossip page before being deleted, said, "Tiny been panicking ever since Shekinah started hinting about them old videos. She told somebody, if that girl opens her mouth, everything I built is over." And boom, the internet exploded again. What old videos was Tiny talking about? Fans began connecting it to the infamous T.I. and Tiny accusations that nearly ruined their reputation a few years back. People started asking if Shekinah's hidden pregnancy was somehow tied to that chaos. Maybe emotionally, maybe worse. TikTok detectives launched threads titled, "The Pregnancy Timeline Tiny Doesn't Want You to See." At this point, it wasn't just gossip. It felt like a full-blown conspiracy, because right when people thought they'd seen every possible twist, an audio clip leaked. In it, a woman sounding a lot like Shekinah can be heard crying, saying, "I didn't want to do this, but she left me no choice." Then another voice lower and calmer says, "You know too much. That's why she's scared." Was it real? Nobody knows. But online real doesn't matter. Viral does. Fans began claiming Shekinah had already spoken to investigators. Some claimed Tiny had been questioned. Others said Shekinah's team had a full evidence drop ready, in case anything happened to her. Bloggers started calling it the Atlanta Files, promising a truth bomb bigger than anything love and hip-hop ever showed on camera. Meanwhile, Tiny's social media activity got even weirder. She started posting cryptic Bible verses about betrayal, snakes, and forgiveness. "You can't break what God built," she wrote under one post. "Even when they lie, the truth stands tall." Comments flooded instantly. "You talking about Shekinah? Girl, stop hiding behind scripture and speak." And while fans were arguing under her post, Shekinah's verified page suddenly went dark. Every picture, every video gone. People panicked. Where's Shekinah? Did they take her phone? Did something happen again? Then 24 hours later, a brand new post appeared. A black background, white text, and just 3 words. "I forgive you." That post broke Instagram. It hit 1 million likes within the day, and everyone started speculating. Forgiveness for what? The attack? The betrayal? The lost baby? Because another rumor had just surfaced, that Shekinah's pregnancy didn't survive the trauma. One hospital insider claimed doctors had told her she'd suffered complications, too severe to continue. And just like that, sympathy turned into outrage. People began calling Tiny heartless, cold, even a murderer. The internet can turn empathy into hate, faster than fire spreads in dry grass. But here's where things get even darker. Someone leaked alleged screenshots of Tiny's PR team's group chat, showing panic messages like, "We need to control this," and "She's going live, stop her." The messages looked real enough to go viral. Whether fake or not, the damage was done. Tiny's image was collapsing publicly. Even celebrities started picking sides. Tamar Braxton posted a vague tweet. "Some friendships end because truth finally came out." People immediately assumed it was about Tiny. Then Candy Barouse posted on Threads, "Protect women." All of them, no names, but fans knew exactly what she meant. By this time, the story wasn't just Atlanta news. It was national gossip. Radio hosts debated it, podcasts analyzed it, and YouTubers like us, Smirking Face, were racking up millions of views. Breaking it down piece by piece, everyone wanted to know, was Tiny guilty? Was Shekinah exaggerating? Or was there a third secret nobody was talking about? Because out of nowhere, a new claim surfaced. A supposed friend of Shekinah said she was pregnant by someone Tiny knew personally. That's when everything clicked for fans. That's why Tiny's anger felt so personal. That's why this wasn't just betrayal. It was humiliation. Tiny found out Shekinah was pregnant by somebody from her circle. One viral tweet claimed, "That's why it turned physical." And whether that's true or not, it became the story everyone believed. Bloggers started naming names. producers, artists, even a few reality TV exes. Everyone was fair game. Some said the alleged father was married. Others said he was industry famous. No one had proof. But at this point, the truth didn't matter. The internet already had its villain, its victim, and its script. But just when the world thought Tiny's career was finished, she did what no one expected. She went live, no PR filters, no makeup, just tiny, raw, and emotional, looking straight into the camera and saying, "I didn't touch that girl. Y'all can believe what you want, but God gone, handle the rest." The comment section was chaos. Half the people defended her. She's telling the truth. The other half went for blood. Then why is Shekinah in the hospital? Tiny didn't cry. She didn't yell. She just stared at the screen and said, "Everything I ever did for her came from love. But love don't mean let somebody ruin you." Then she ended the live. It was eerie, calm, almost rehearsed, and within minutes, fans were split again. Was that damage control or a confession? Meanwhile, back at the hospital, Shekinah reportedly got released, but went completely offline. No lives, no tweets, no posts, just silence. Her best friend posted a single update. She's healing. That's all that matters. Then a few days later, paparazzi photos leaked. Shekinah walking out of a clinic, hoodie on, head down, and if you zoomed in close enough, you could see her eyes tired, swollen, but still defiant. The caption on the viral photo said, "She's not done yet." And she wasn't, because late last night, a mysterious Instagram account popped up, called it the Real Shekinah Files, posting old unseen photos of her and Tiny together, captioned with timestamps, emojis, and cryptic notes like "Before she betrayed me, and this was the day she lied." The account gained 100K followers in a day before vanishing. People swore it was her. Others said it was someone in her circle. Either way, it reignited everything. Tiny's lawyers released a public statement shortly after. Mrs. Harris denies any involvement in violence or misconduct. False claims and fabricated evidence will be pursued legally. But by then, no one cared about official statements. The public had already chosen sides. The final twist came hours later when Shekinah's voice reappeared. A clip shared on TikTok with a caption, "You can silence a voice, but not the truth." In the recording, she said quietly, "What they did to me, I'll let God handle it, but I'll never let them rewrite what happened." And that's how the story ends, or maybe how it truly begins. Because whether this was betrayal, revenge, or divine karma, it's clear that the friendship once built on loyalty and laughter turned into a war of secrets and survival. And for everyone watching from the sidelines, it's a reminder: fame doesn't protect you from pain. It just makes sure the whole world sees it. So, what happens next? Will Tiny face charges? Will Shekinah tell her truth publicly? Or will another leak come that changes everything again? One thing's for sure, in Atlanta, nothing stays buried forever. So, now the world's divided. Team Tiny versus Team Shekinah. And nobody really knows who's telling the truth. One woman's silence has turned into suspicion, and another woman's pain has become a worldwide headline. Was this about loyalty or legacy? Was this about a friendship gone wrong? Or a secret that was never meant to see the light of day? Because behind every post, every live, and every deleted video lies a deeper story. One that only the people in those private rooms really know. And if what's being whispered behind Atlanta's closed doors is even halfway true, then this entire situation is bigger than gossips. It's power, it's fear, it's control, all dressed up as friendship. But here's the part that chills everyone. The truth hasn't even fully leaked yet. There are still recordings, screenshots, and messages floating in locked phones and hidden group chats. The kind that could end careers, break families, and rewrite how fans see these two forever. So, while Tiny hides behind quotes about God knowing the truth, and Shekinah disappears into silence, We're all left watching, waiting for the next explosion. Because with this much emotion, betrayal and mystery in one story, you know it's not over. Not even close. And trust me, the moment someone goes live again, or one of those lost videos resurfaces, we'll be right here to break it down. Because on Gossip Spill Vibes,